So if you've been watching Clone Corner for all these years, you know that I'm no stranger to the Gentle Giant bust-ups. They're the little mini, I guess, micro model kit busts, and I've gotten a few of these over the years, and the one that I have here today is the Phase 2 Revenge of the Sith set. You can see it has a 501st, a 212th, and it looks like a couple regs. But this isn't everything, because your boy has finally ventured off into the realm of proper busts. This is the original 2006, I think, Gentle Giant Clone Trooper Deluxe Collectible Bust. This is a proper bust. I've never really had anything like this before. It's heavy, you can see pretty detailed, looks like it's going to have some alternate limb pieces. It's technically the Utapau Trooper, it's not a 212. But it was identified, the blue one, as the 501st Special Ops at this point. You can see, yeah, look at this spread on the back. Super, super awesome. These are scanned in 3 dimensions directly from original costumes and props. Well, there was no original Clone Trooper costume, so I guess they got it from the CGI, information. But yeah, this is very, very cool. My guess is that it's made out of like polystone or something. But yeah, this is something I'm very excited to dig my paws into, get my little grubby mitts on. But before that, I want to look at the little mini ones, because this is less intimidating, and I've gotten these before. I wonder how similar it is to the big one. I definitely wonder how similar. But yeah, I guess we'll just go ahead and get into this. You can see the 212th is just there, but all the others are packed in behind this. I got this little bust-up set at a store in Florence, Kentucky called Nostalgic Video Games. They're doing a big clearance on a lot of their toy stuff because they want to focus more on video games, which for me is disappointing, but also for me was cool because I was able to get some things on sale, one of which being these little busts. So there's the 212th, and then I guess we'll have to reach in and get the others, or probably what would be easier, cut the other side. It looks like these are in Find Commander Gree before he finds you. Oh, that's so cute! Oh my gosh, I'll have to show that to my brother. There's Gree right there. You can see him in the corner. There he is. There's Gree. That's so cute. There it is again. Oh my gosh, I would have never expected them to do something like that. That's also very ominous and intimidating as well. Find Commander Gree before he finds you. I guess you're a Jedi. POV, you're a Jedi during Order 66, and this is an alternate universe where Yoda didn't immediately kill Gree. Alright, let's get into this. Here is one of the troopers, a plain Phase 2 it looks like. And then this is some arms for a plain Phase 2. I appreciate how they put the weapons in cardboard so they don't get all bent up. And then, oh, there's the 501st. I gotta say, the paint on these is a little less than desired. I've definitely seen better paint. Definitely have seen better paint on similar products, but hey, this is old, I guess. Oh, that's cool! I thought they were both shinies, but no, one of them is actually a 41st Coruscant landing platform. Oh, that's awesome! I really enjoy that. Alright, I guess we'll go ahead and get all these opened up and built. Let's go ahead and build one of them, though, here on camera. Let's build the 501st Tactical Ops Trooper. Let's hope I don't cut myself as I cut open this bag. There we go. But yeah, it's got the little torso right here, little base, little head. Very interestingly, these actually are pretty close to 3 3/4 inch scale. I have seen some people actually take these and use them to customize 3 3/4 inch figures. But here is our 501st, at least the bust form. We gotta get some arms on him. Alright, get these little arms out, and then we'll have to get the weapons out as well. I do have to say, it is kind of cute. You can see they're just made out of plastic, but you can see it's all kind of keyed in, not really supposed to be superposable. You can rotate the head, though, at least. And again, like the paint on the mouth, it's just... Why do we keep going out of focus? Stop! You can see this little 501st is looking pretty cute. And we can go ahead... Oh, geez. It's going to be a whole process, isn't it? Getting all this open. Looks like he just has a DC-15 rifle. It looks like he's going to be a lefty. I guess it's Commander Apo. Here it might be easier to go ahead and put that in after the fact. Oh, the gun is like... Feels like it's made out of super fragile plastic. I'm worried I'm going to break this. I'm so worried. I'm not going to worry about the trigger finger too much. And then it seems like we can get that... Oh! Oh, there goes the hand. Oh boy. All right, so there's our little 501st built up. You can see it's a pretty easy process to get these little ones built. Let's go ahead and get the other ones built and take a look. Interestingly, they perforated these bags to split apart from each other, but they didn't perforate them very well to open up. You can see it just starts to tear and everything. Very odd. So I'm running into an issue getting this gun in this hand. There's like an extra gloop in there that's making it hard to get in. And this hand is way too stiff to get this gun in there, so I guess I'm gonna have to heat it up. Well, I gotta say, that was a bit of a process, and I did have to heat up both the hands on the 212th and the 41st. But we got there. Here's our little mini busts of some iconic Revenge of the Sith clones. I feel like it would be the most iconic ones if this guy was replaced with the Shock Trooper. I still can't believe that they actually put the Coruscant. I guess the one on the right on the box, I guess that one's the Coruscant Trooper, because you can see like some very subtle gray. But since it's already like so faded, you can't really tell from that image that it's supposed to be the Coruscant one. But still, it's a pleasant surprise that all four are different colors, but there's only two molds among these. The plain white and the 501st are a rifle mold, and the 212th and the 41st are a carbine mold. You can see the articulation's very limited. You can pretty much just rotate the heads. They're just supposed to be little mini busts. And honestly, I think the paint is incredible on all of these until you get to the black on the helmets. And then it's just like, what went wrong? Like, looking at the 501st, he only has like half of his mouth painted. I don't know, it's just looking kind of cheap. The 41st doesn't look too bad, not until you see that he's got a droopy eye and an incomplete brow. The 212th, he's also missing a little bit on the brow, and he also has a very similar droopy like eye on the visor. And then the plain Phase 2 probably got off looking the best. Then again, you can see he's still got a little bit of imperfection here and there. I don't know if these were like hand painted or what, but like the rest of the paint's gorgeous. They have this really gorgeous like wash on the armor, like especially like down by the abs. They have like a gorgeous wash. Well, at least this plain white one does. This guy, he's missing it. Does the 501st have it? Maybe a little bit. It's got a little bit of a wash. You can see they're covered in detail. They look incredible. They look very nice, except for the stripes on the helmets. It's kind of like what went wrong. But yeah, these are really cool. I might end up going in, touching up those helmets eventually. But you can see like this 41st, he's got like weird lines on the helmet, kind of like on the visor, kind of like some of the old antenna molds that were mispainted. And then this one's just like a weird black goop. I don't know. I still really like these. I'm very happy I got them, especially for the price I did. I got this whole set for like 15 bucks. Like, yeah, I'll take it for 15. It's some nice Revenge of the Sith era Clone Trooper merchandise. And hey, it's something kind of more obscure, something a lot of people don't really have. However, these aren't even the main focal point of this video. Oh no. We still have the full-on, full-size Gentle Giant Clone Trooper bust to discuss. And this thing looks very, very cool. I can tell by looking through the window, it's actually hand-painted. There's a little bit of, like, imperfection, like the lines aren't perfectly clean. But still, this is one of my first, like, busts in my collection. I'm not a statue guy. I'm not a bust guy. This is a first for me. This is a first. So, let's go ahead and get into it. I did briefly open it up when I first got it, just out of curiosity. It's really cool how it's got styrofoam inlay. I definitely need to hold on to this box, because whenever I store this guy, he should be in styrofoam. And all the parts I'm not going to use are definitely going to stay in this styrofoam, because I don't want anything happening to them. Alright, so you can see it says Gentle Giant right there. Opening this up, we can see all the parts are laid out just like you would expect with a little statue. Here is the bust itself. And yeah, this is heavy. This is heavy stuff. You can see the limbs key in just like you would expect with a bust. Looking at it now, like, even though it's hand-painted, like, it still looks really good. You can notice the neck's looking a little long because it has a little piece of foam. Tiny piece of foam just to protect it in packing. You can see it's a metal post right there to connect it. There we go. That looks better. That's proportionally better. It's only cost me 40 bucks. This was only 40 bucks. I got it at the toy department. And yeah, it looks gorgeous. All right, let's look at some other parts we have available. We have another arm available to us. This one looks a little bit more relaxed. And you can see the detail on this is just insane. It's very much a statue or a bust from 06. But like, I don't know if you can really tell. I don't think you can. Like, it's cold to the touch. Like, this has to be polystone or something. It's very impressive. You can see like all the little scratches and everything very much just look like little streaks of paint. But the paint, for being hand painted, you can tell like someone did this. This is pretty clean. I want to look at this head a little bit closer too. That is a really clean 2/12 helmet, especially for being hand painted. Yeah, it's very clean. Very great job on whoever painted this. That looks incredible, and the sculpt is spot on. Like, that's spot on to a Revenge of the Sith clone right there. Maybe it's just slightly too long, but so slightly that it doesn't even matter. Alright, other parts include a DC-15 carbine with a hand attached. We also do have a DC-15 rifle right here with a hand attached. That's looking very, very cool. I might display them with both the guns just to have both of these out on display, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it. We also have left-hand DC-15 carbine. So that's very cool if you want him dual-wielding, I guess. And if he's not holding weapons, he's going to be gesturing. Either gesturing on for his troops to move forth, or giving a little thumbs up. Alright, so I don't know about you, but I kind of want to experiment with all these different configurations. So, like, how does he look when he's dual-wielding? Oh, that actually looks really cool. Oh, that actually looks sick. It doesn't really make too much sense for just a 2/12 grunt. But that's still very neat. And I can tell this is probably like about 1/6 scale. If you're curious, this seems like it scales pretty well with like Sideshow Hot Toys, which is good because it very likely might end up in my higher end cabinet given the fact that this is a bust and it is a little bit more on the fragile side. So let's go ahead and remove that, and we'll give him this gesturing hand to see how that looks. Looks pretty cool. What's up with this alternate arm? Like this whole other arm. Like, how is this supposed to be positioned? Okay, so it's like out a little bit further. So that'd probably work a little bit better for that gesturing arm. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I do appreciate the little bit of articulation at the neck there, but everything else is just interchangeable pieces. Which is cool because I've never really had a statue like this. You know, it's so cool and unique for my collection. How does the rifle work? It seems like the only way he's going to hold the rifle is if it's slung over his shoulder. Yeah, so that's how he's going to hold the rifle. That's cool. I definitely like that. But, of course, we do have a thumbs up hand as well. If we want him just kind of happy. Just kind of feeling a little happy about his situation, the fact that he's a clone. You know, me personally, I don't think I would ever use the hand. I think he's probably definitely going to have this rifle slung over his shoulder because that looks awesome. He's definitely going to have that going on. And then I'm thinking for this arm, I don't know if I want him with the carbine as well. Here, let's see. Yeah, that does look cool. That does look cool with both the weapons. I'm definitely happy with that. But, and again, you could have a gesturing hand. But I don't know, I just think for this guy, like, to get the most out of your display, it would be coolest if you have all the weapons on display. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, dang, a part of me wishes I got the other ones. But the other ones are just recolors of this, and the 2/12's my favorite, so I think it's best if I stick with this. It's just so neat. I've never had a bust before. Oh, it's limited edition. This is number 9,822 out of 15,000. Whoa, so limited, bro. Yeah, that's not limited at all. Not at all. Especially since a lot of these Hot Toys are only like 2,500. Yeah, this ain't limited. Of course, I got to compare this with Gentle Giant's smaller offerings, the little micro busts, and you can see, yeah, they are much smaller and far less quality than the big one. And for fun, since I don't really have any other 3 3/4 inch clones laying around except for Killshot, here he is with Captain Killshot, his the most epic of 212 liters, and with a 6-inch Black Series figure in case you're curious of the size next to something like that. One more look at some of these finer details. Again, so much craftsmanship went into this. The paint application is so nice. All throughout. Even a little bit of orange on the back. I didn't even know 2/12s had that little orange on the back. Not sure if it's accurate, but it looks really nice. Yeah, this is a gorgeous piece. And especially, like, I only got it for $40. I'm very happy with this. I'm worried, though, that it's going to open a little bit of floodgate into getting more statues and busts into my collection. I guess time will tell on that. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. There's my look at the Gentle Giant Clone Trooper busts. Both the little micro bust-ups and a proper Gentle Giant bust. Like 1/6 scale, looks gorgeous. Very nice quality, hand-painted. Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. I always love delving into like different sides of collecting. And this isn't even toy collecting at this point. This is like statue bust collecting. Something that's very foreign to me. I don't normally go for stuff like this. But honestly, you know, seeing these now, part of me wants to go back and get a Kotobukiya Bly statue because I always wanted that when I was a kid. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll end up with a little bust statue collection. We'll just have to wait and see. I have almost every Commander Cody collectible except for, like, busts and statues. I don't know if I'm going to do all that, because they've done some big and expensive ones. But hey, this one's really cool, and I really like it. Alrighty, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Special shout out to channel members, as always. Thank you all so much for your continued support. Have a great one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.